Hello YouTubers. Well, I guess this is going to be, well, I don't guess, it is. This is going to be installment number 1 for the Lafayette HE-20C. As you can see, I got her warmed up and receiving. She's on the tunable receive. I think it's actually like on channel 26. I'll have to verify that here in a minute. Notice the dial. Notice the dial saying channel 7. So that's problem number 1. It needs to be addressed. Tunable receive is off by quite a bit. If you put her on X-Tool, it's off of these crystals over here. And these switch contacts are a little dirty. I remember some of these crystals are off frequency, some aren't. See, I'm not making contact there now. And I was. I guess that's problem number 2. Is I need to look into that. I don't know what channel that is. I remember, as I said, some of them sets of transmit and receive are on frequency. Some one's off, one's on. And I think they all work. I don't think any of them are completely dead. So I think 5, if I remember right, it's on transmit but not receive. Yeah, she will transmit. I don't have my, well, I'd have to go off my MFJ auto tuner because I don't have my regular frequency counter in line. I guess I could kick the auto tuner on and show you here real quick. I've got the old D104 head on a kind of a custom base. As you can see, you got some wattage out. She's off. Frequency 27153. So the receive crystal is dead on that one, and the TX crystal's off. As I said, this is untouched condition. This is how I received it. I haven't cleaned it up. Haven't done anything. Meter needs to be replaced. I don't know if any of you watched the video or watched enough of it. I've got a suitable replacement. It got busted. It got broken in transit. The person didn't package this radio well. A few other things got broke too. Can't remember what all else. That was kind of minor stuff. This is the big thing. I'll swap them faces out. This is a later style meter than this. I will take this face out and put it in here. Or the back plate, I guess I should call it. Another thing I noticed about this, well, I don't know if that's really showing up. I may have too much light. And of course now nobody's talking. But this thing really reads S units as well. I mean, this is the mic preamp compressor unit. This was a factory add-on deal, an accessory that you could purchase. And I'm going to show you here in a minute. This is hardwired in the radio. It reads low on S units compared to, you know, modern radios I've compared it to. I don't know. I don't have any info on this unit, so I don't know if I can really adjust that or not. I'm more concerned, you know, about making this one, you know, work again. Just got one bulb burned out. I'll have to take care of that. Okay, I'm on, like I said, I'm on X-Tool. I don't know what channel this is. Oh, I don't have transmit there. Well, I guess on that setting, either switch contacts or my TX crystal's dead. Kind of got a feeling the TX crystal's dead. Yeah, see, I've got transmit there. I'm on X-Tool, and it's on number 6. It's channel 4. 27, well, I was reading 006, but it's probably close enough for AM. The mic jacks, this one here is the original, and I don't have a plug anywhere close to that. Somebody had added this. It's got a 4-pin Amphenol, it was wired a little differently. I don't know what it was originally wired to match, you know, what old tube rigs, but I changed 2 of the wires around so it matches the Cobra Cam 88s, because I use this little microphone setup here on my Cobra Cam 88s. Since it was an add-on, I didn't see any harm in doing that. Notice my fancy carousel. I used to sit on our kitchen table, and it's been in storage for some years. So I thought of this here a few days ago, and I was like, you know, that'd be great back here when I'm doing videos of radios, and well, and I sell stuff on eBay too, so sometimes they come in handy for the, you know, that sort of thing too. You know, because I do videos sometimes, you know, for eBay auctions. Anyways, so now I got a fancy carousel. Of course, you got to be careful. I got the cords hooked up. I'm gonna unplug everything here in a minute, show you the back, show you the inside. It's got the original mounting mobile bracket, but good lord, I don't understand how that would work. This is the only point this mounts on. Them studs, you can't move them anywhere else. And this radio is pretty heavy. I don't understand how that worked at all. Go back to the tunable receive. See if I can find that channel. I can't remember. Well, I don't know, but I remember this thing's like 15 or so channels off on the tunable receive. There's probably a variable capacitor on that. It may not be such a hard repair for that part of it. Anyways, I'm gonna shut this down and you know, show some video of the back, insides, and so on and so forth. Well, I'm back. I've got pretty much everything taken apart. Preamp. I've got the preamp compressor apart and the screws out of the cases on the radio. I can't remember. Maybe I already mentioned this in the previous segment. I can't remember. But the model number of this preamp compressor is an HA-115. You know, really, I wasn't sure where this was made at, because if you notice, the meter says Japan. And when I took the cover off of it, it was a little bit of a mix. That tube, it could be original, I'm not sure. It's a Japanese tube. It looks like to be a 6BA6. But it's Japanese, but most of the other parts in it are American. But then I found the answer on the board. And I had no idea that they would have made this for Lafayette. Let's see if I can get this to show up. It's pretty small. I don't know how my camera is going to do on this. Yeah, I think yeah, there we go. It's a Vibratrol. And forgive me if I'm pronouncing that wrong. From Morton Grove, Illinois. Got a copyright date 1964. It's definitely, you know, it'll be mid-60s. The unit could have been made a little later than that, but you know, it and the radio are around the same age. I was really surprised to see that. I had not noticed that before, but this is a Vibratrol, you know, made unit. So it is American, but it has a few Japanese components at least. I'm trying to get this. That cord really, oh, it gives me fits. I've got it wrapped tight somehow now, so that's one bad thing about this being hardwired. These pots, I need to trace this down. I'm not sure if one's like preamp, the other's compression. I mean, I don't know. You got a main control that says modulation on the front, so maybe that's just mic preamp, and one of these is compression. Maybe the other's for meter function, since this thing reads modulation and received S units. I don't know. I'm gonna have to trace it down. I have no paperwork on this. That's kind of a different style capacitor. It's a block style. Johnny's fast. 0.22 microfarad by 200 volt. I can't really say I've seen one, you know, quite that style before. Those are pretty common. type of I think that's a non-polarized. That's another fast. It may be Johnny. Anyways, there's a little bit of video of the inside of the preamp compressor. I'm going to set it off to the side the best I can. I've got the cord wrapped so tight now that I think it's going to create me some problems here. I took the screws out of the little trap door. Figured I'd show that real quick. Like, yeah, and I've got this cord just way too tight. I'm not sure what I did to do that, but the access door is basically, it's probably more so to get to your load and tune controls for your final transmitter, but you could get to your crystals, but not very well. You could get to your receive crystals are on this side. You could get to them pretty easy. Transmit crystals, not so much so. But I'd say it was more to allow you to tune, the load and tune for your transmitter section of the radio. Then backside, it's got the original data tag, made in U.S.A. Looks like serial numbers at the bottom. Basic information. I don't remember what this pot is. I don't know if that's mic gain, if it's a meter, zero pot. I don't remember. I'll have to do a little investigating on that. Octal socket. I don't remember if this is an 8 or a 9 pin. It's an 8 pin. I don't know. I don't know if it's an inspection sticker or what. It's some sort of original sticker, but that number does not match the serial number, so I don't know. I don't know what it's really telling us. I'm gonna stop the video again here real quick, and then do top and bottom chassis. Okay, I got the top off. Seen some of the same stuff here. Transmit crystal side, receive crystal side. Maybe something to do with inspection. That number's scribbled in there. Final output, load and tune, already shown. Here's a variable capacitor for your variable. I'm having a brain fart, folks. For your tunable receive section, main power transformer. That's the vibrator if he's going to run this off of, let's see if it's a 12 volt or 6 volt, 12 volt. So if he's going to run it off 12 volts, which, I never will, all I've got is the original 110 cord. So, and I don't have any, even if I had the 12 volt cord, I have no desire to run it that way. That's the electrolytic can filter. It's a multi-rail deal for your high voltage power supply. It's got an open-faced 2-leg, 2-contact relay. Pretty basic stuff. Front fire speaker. Uses the old style bulbs. Actually, I like these bulbs. They're so easy to replace. There's the meter. I'm gonna have to swap out. Okay, I'm gonna stop it again and show the bottom side. For take the bottom out of the way, I thought I'd show the original stickers there. Most of the time, these are usually missing. Trying to get the light right. I have a few O-tube radios that actually still have this label on the bottom. I mean, you got your block diagram, shows you your tubes, which tube goes where. It tells you your different IF cans. I think that's showing up. Power transformer, modulation, output transformer, so on and so forth. It's kind of, it's a basic diagram, but it actually does give some pretty good info. But these are normally always missing. These labels, just didn't hold up through the years. Basic info, model number, Class D citizens band, so on and so forth. It's got apparently it's Department of Canada approved as well. Some warranty information. Anyways, I thought I'd show that. Actually, the bottom of this is actually in really, really good shape. I don't know how the rest of it will clean up. It's pretty yellow. This has definitely been in a smoking environment, I would say, and Giving it the old sniff test there. It smells like cigars, so it's definitely, I think it's been in a cigar environment at one time in its life. Yeah, I know it's pretty bad. You sniff your radios, but I tell you what, yeah, the way your radio smells can tell you a lot of its history and you know what type of herb or weed, you know, environment it may have been in. Some of them you don't have to sniff very closely. Just, you know, you pull them out. If you bought it online and shipped to you, pull them out of the box and it's like, whoa, man. Anyways, all hand wired. I know, you know, something Challenger, the Laser Jaws mentioned on his radios before. Some of his old American tube units, you know, these are hand wired. You know, it was probably some sort of assembly line or, you know, different stations set up. And, you know, people had a number of components that they had to hardwire in and solder is probably how these were made, you know, back in the day. So, I mean, it took a lot. There was a lot of time and a lot of labor involved in these type of radios, you know, manufacturing them. And, you know, I did lie to you folks inadvertently. I said I hadn't done anything to this radio, but after I pulled this off, I noticed this capacitor, and this is one of them niche-ons like I've got, and that's my bend crimped hook on both ends and soldered, you know, type work on these joints here. So I did do this. I didn't remember doing it, but obviously I guess it, you know, many months ago when I got this, I got it back in the summer. I guess it was in terrible shape. I had to replace it. I just don't remember doing it, so my apologies. But this is where the mic preamp compressor unit ties in, and there's a lot going on here in this harness, because that unit pulls not only its power from the radio, it's tapped into the S meter circuit, it's tapped into your audio input, then the audio out comes from it back into the radio. I mean, there's a lot going on here. I mean, this is not a simple hookup. It looks like whoever did it, you know, did a pretty decent job. Can't see it real well. This is original. That original mic jack on the bottom, the weird one. The wires for that 4-pin Amphenol is up on the top side. You know, I guess I forgot to show you guys that, where that 4-pin Amphenol is. Since I've got this fancy carousel now, I'll spin it around and show that real quick. This might be a variable capacitor in that tunable receive, because it looks like one side of it's going to this switch, and I think this contact back here is on the tunable receive portion. So hopefully maybe that alone will get that line back up. Bottom side where the vibrator is, there's where that multi-rail electrolytic filter is. TVI trap, our SO239 ads back in the day when they used silver plated ones too. This is the crystal selector, you know, for your crystal side, where you got 8, you know, different crystals to choose from. This is the rotary switches that have the contacts on them. Let me spin this around. I hope I've got it where it won't hit my lawn up there. I didn't really set it up to spin freely. Oh, yeah, it looks like I'm going to hit. I think I'm going to have to remount the lawn if I'm going to do this, or come up with a different table for this sort of thing. Not really much to see, but that's that 4-pin Amphenol that was added at some time, and the wires just run down the side. Since the chassis is not as wide, I don't think you can really see that there, but back here you might be able to. The chassis bottom is not as wide as the front and the back, so it gives plenty of room to just run the wires down there, and there are no holes or anything had to be drilled. Anyways, there's the gist of it. Like I said, the radio's mostly working, but it's got a lot of bugs, so that's what I'm going to show in the next videos, and I, you know, be able to keep them shorter, not ramble on like this, because basically show what I've done, end result, and so on and so forth, and make a few short segments of that here, hopefully in the near future. Anyways, you know, let me know if you like this sort of thing, or if it really doesn't interest you. You know, let me know too. And I'll say 73s everybody, and take care, and you know, sometime here soon I'll try to get video segment 2 of this up.